With the Oscars only a few days away, it's the event that everyone's talking about. Last year's was super chaotic because it led Will Smith to be banned from the awards ceremony for the next 10 years. Number 10, Justin Roiland, the creator and voice actor of Rick and Morty, was recently fired from his own show after a series of disturbing allegations surfaced about him. Justin was also charged with felony domestic violence against a former girlfriend. He is currently awaiting trial for an incident that occurred in January of 2020, which resulted in him being charged with one felony count of domestic battery with corporal injury, and one felony count of false imprisonment by menace, violence, fraud, and deceit. If he is found guilty, he could face up to 7 years in prison. Adult Swim then decided to cut ties with him, and they released a statement confirming that the beloved animated series will continue on without him. This news came as a massive shock to Rick and Morty fans, because Justin is the voice of the two lead characters in the show, as well as various other ones. His attorney released a statement saying, "To be clear, not only is Justin innocent, but we also have every expectation that this matter is on course to be dismissed once the district attorney's office has completed its methodical review of the evidence." But with everything else that's come out about him recently, it looks like his career might have gone out the window permanently. Number 9, Mark Wahlberg. At this year's SAG Awards, the actor presented an award to the cast of Everything Everywhere All at Once, but the decision was highly contested. Viewers were confused why Mark was selected to present the award to a predominantly Asian cast, because he has a disturbing history of racially motivated attacks, most of which seem to have been swept under the rug in recent years. In 1988, he approached a Vietnamese man on the street and used a 5-foot-long stick to knock him down, leaving him unconscious. The same night, Mark approached another Vietnamese man and punched him in the face. After he was placed under arrest, he apparently used racial slurs to describe the two men. He was then charged with attempted murder, but ultimately pleaded guilty to a lesser charge. Eventually, he was sentenced to 2 years in prison, but only wound up serving 45 days in jail. Fast forward to 2014, and he applied to have the incident wiped from his criminal record, saying he has now turned his life around. But just because Mark believes he's changed doesn't mean his hate crime should be erased or forgotten about, so it's no wonder people were uncomfortable with the decision to have him present that award. Number 9, Jussie Smollett. The Empire star became the center of controversy when it was revealed that he lied about being the target of a hate crime. In 2019, he claimed that he was brutally attacked by two men wearing ski masks in Chicago at around 2 a.m. Jussie then went on Good Morning America to tell his story, and said that he was forever changed by the event. But there was already skepticism swirling on social media. He explained that he did not hand over his cell phone to police because he has private pictures and videos and numbers on there, and said that the attack felt like minutes but was probably 30 seconds. But little more than 2 weeks after the incident, Jussie was arrested and charged with filing a false police report. It was eventually revealed that he paid two brothers $3,500 to stage the attack, all in an effort to raise his show business profile. The actor was found guilty of 5 of the 6 felony disorder conduct counts that he faced, one for each time he was accused of lying to police. As a result, he was sentenced to 30 months probation and 150 days in jail. Although this event has greatly impacted his credibility and reputation in Hollywood, he has recently stepped into directing and seems to be trying to get back into the industry. Number 7, Amber Heard. After losing the highly publicized defamation trial brought against her by Johnny Depp, it would be very unlikely that the actress would ever return to the big screen, let alone the Oscars. Followers of the case were glued to their screens for the 6 weeks that the trial was live streamed, and many felt that the testimonies brought against her were damning. In the end, Johnny was awarded $10.35 million in damages, while Amber was awarded $2 million, although in December both of them agreed to a settlement where she would only have to pay him $1 million. In a statement, Johnny's attorney said that he would donate the money to charity because for him, the case was never about money. In her own statement, Amber said that she lost faith in the American legal system, and she also said that the settlement allows her to finally emancipate herself from their marriage. We now know that she's using an alias while vacationing across Europe with her girlfriend and her daughter. She's in Spain right now living her best life in hiding, which is what she's been doing since the trial ended. Considering that she needs a disguise just to travel around, returning to Hollywood might not be something that she's willing to do. Number 6, Loughlin. In 2019, several college coaches and officials became embroiled in the nationwide college admissions scandal, but what actually caused it to make headlines was the involvement of famous actors. Loughlin, the star of Full House, and her husband Massimo Giannulli were said to have bribed college officials with $500,000 in exchange for having their two daughters appear to be on the USC crew team in order to get into the Ivy League school. Despite the fact that their daughters Bella and Olivia Jade were completely unfamiliar with the sport, the couple pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit wire and mail fraud, and then they were hit with an additional money laundering and bribery charge. Lori was sentenced to 2 months in prison and is expected to serve her full sentence because there is no time off for good behavior for anything anything less than a year in the federal system. Aside from the 2-month prison stint, she must undergo 2 years of supervised release, conduct 100 hours of community service, and pay a fine of $150,000. She released a statement admitting to the crime and said, "I thought I was acting out of love for my children, but in reality it only undermined and diminished my daughter's abilities and accomplishments." Number 5. Felicity Huffman. The actress was also involved in the college admissions scandal, along with her husband William H. Macy. Felicity made a so-called charitable contribution of $15,000 to participate in the college entrance exam cheating scheme on behalf of her eldest daughter Sophia Grace May. The Desperate Housewives actress and her husband then made arrangements to do the same for their younger daughter, but later decided against it. After she pleaded guilty to fraud charges, she was sentenced to 14 days in prison. She then had to publicly apologize for her role in the scandal, admitting that she paid to improve her daughter's SAT scores. She said, "I want to apologize to the students who work hard every day to get into college, and to their parents who make tremendous sacrifices to support their children and do so honestly." Felicity and Lori were among dozens of wealthy parents who were charged with participating in schemes to bribe coaches and university insiders to cheat on entrance exams. The scandal, which drew in Hollywood stars, hedge fund millionaires, and athletic coaches, exemplified the advantages afforded to wealthy applicants and fueled debates about fairness and equity in admissions. Number 4. Isaiah Washington. The actor was among the original cast of Grey's Anatomy, and he played Preston Burke. But in 2007, after the show's 3 successful seasons, it came out that he called his co-star TR Knight a homophobic slur that starts with the letter F. This happened during an argument on set with actor Patrick Dempsey. The fallout was so bad for Isaiah that ABC decided not to renew his contract after the incident. He issued an apology at the time and denied using the word at the 2007 Golden Globes, but he later admitted to it during an interview on Larry King Live, where he said that he used a number of obscenities that he wasn't proud of. He then tried to backpedal and claim that he did not mean to use the slur in a homophobic way. Instead, he used the word to describe someone who was being weak. But the incident greatly affected TR Knight, who identified as gay. In fact, he had to reach out to his family for support after the altercation hit the headlines, because it really put a spotlight on his sexual orientation. In the end, Isaiah admitted that no one wanted to hire him after the scandal, and he recently revealed that he's retired from acting altogether because the haters won. Number 3. Jared Leto. The actor has always been a bit of a controversial figure, but he's recently come under fire for his obnoxious method acting. This really came to light with the release of the movie Morbius. In order to prepare for his role as Dr. Michael Morbius, Marvel's very first on-screen vampire, Jared put the crew through hell. He would remain in character for the duration of the shoot, even pretending to be disabled in between takes and using his crutches on his bathroom breaks, all because his character in the movie could not walk. While speaking to Uproxx magazine, the director Daniel Espinosa confirmed this and said that his method acting became a major problem on set because he would take far too long to move around between each scene. Apparently, he even had to be given a wheelchair to move around for the sake of speeding him up, because he was just wasting that much time. The craziest part about this was the fact that the movie turned out to be a critical and box office failure, so all of his antics were for nothing. Jared does have a few good movies under his belt, but Morbius was just so bad that it destroyed his reputation as an actor, especially when you add that to his role as a Joker in the Suicide Squad. Number 2. Shia LaBeouf. The 36-year-old actor is known for his bad behavior and questionable choices, which gave him a reputation for being one of the most obnoxious celebrities that Hollywood has ever produced. When he tried his hand at directing, he made a short film called Howard Cantor, which was shown at Cannes in May of 2012. It received significant acclaim and praise from critics everywhere, but no one realized that the script was actually stolen. It turns out that Shia copied word for word a book by Daniel Close and did not give him credit at all. To make matters worse, when he was confronted about it, he apologized and then later revealed to have plagiarized all of his apologies from other people. Add this disaster to the allegations made against him by FKA Twigs in 2021, and you can see why he's really problematic. The singer filed a bombshell lawsuit alleging that he was physically and verbally violent towards her during their relationship. She also made the claim that he would attack stray dogs in order to get into character for his film The Tax Collector. She even described a time when they were both in the car speeding towards LA, and Shia was driving recklessly. He allegedly removed his seatbelt and threatened to crash the car unless she professed her love for him. So there's really no reason he should be getting hired for any more projects. And coming in at number 1, Armie Hammer. The once successful actor used to have a very wholesome image, and he became incredibly popular after his role in The Social Network, but he's since had one of the swiftest downfalls in history. On January the 12th in 2021, a woman claiming she was previously involved with him revealed screenshots of their alleged exchanges via Instagram. These messages were extremely disturbing and graphic in nature, Hammer. Armie allegedly wrote in one message, "I am 100% a cannibal. I want to eat you. I need to drink your blood. And I need to eat your entire body. I want to bite pieces off you." Armie also allegedly boasted about how he attacked a deer, cut its heart out, and ate it. When these messages were leaked, the actor's life turned upside down. More allegations came out against him, and he was eventually named a suspect in an LAPD case. Not long after, his wife Elizabeth Chambers left him, and even she called him a monster. He was then dropped out of 2 high-profile projects and is now residing in a resort on the Cayman Islands. Although he has not officially been banned from attending award ceremonies, it's highly unlikely that he would be welcomed into the Oscars with open arms. Well, that's everyone that we have on the list. What do you guys think of this video? Please let me know in the comments below, and I'll catch you in the next one.